A driver was going up a narrow mountain road when he suddenly saw a truck coming straight at him. There was no space to turn, no way to stop, and just inches from his tires was a deadly drop. Yes, some roads in the world are so dangerous that even the smallest mistake can cost a life. From roads built on the edge of cliffs to highways where landslides and floods happen every day, these are the most dangerous roads in the world. The never-ending road. Driving on the air highway feels like stepping into another world, one where the road never turns and the horizon stretches forever. This massive highway runs for 911 miles, making it Australia's longest straight road. It connects Western Australia and South Australia, cutting through the vast and empty Nullarbor Plain. With almost no towns along the way, the western stretches feel eerily quiet, with nothing but open land and the occasional tumbleweed. But this highway isn't just for travelers. Some parts are actually used as emergency airstrips for the Royal Flying Doctor Service, helping people in remote areas get medical care. While the Eyre Highway offers an unforgettable road trip, it's not without risks. The long, empty drive can make drivers dangerously tired, leading to accidents. To help, some rest stops offer free coffee to keep people awake and alert. Wildlife is another big hazard. Kangaroos, emus, and even camels often wander onto the road, especially at dawn and dusk, causing serious crashes. Despite the dangers, this highway remains a legendary adventure, giving travelers a true taste of Australia's wild and rugged landscape. The magical road of ancient giants. On Madagascar's west coast, there's a dirt road like no other. This path, known as the Avenue of the Baobabs, is lined with massive trees that look like something from another world. These ancient baobabs, some as old as 800 years, once stood in a dense forest. But as time passed and development took over, only these towering giants remained, creating a breathtaking scene. With trunks reaching up to 150 feet around, they stand like silent guardians, drawing visitors from all over the world who come to admire their beauty. People are working hard to protect these legendary trees. In 2007, the government gave the avenue temporary protected status, hoping to make it Madagascar's first national monument. Conservation projects have also been set up to save the baobabs and promote sustainable tourism. These trees are not just beautiful, they help the environment by supporting wildlife and local communities. Their incredible ability to survive in harsh conditions makes them a wonder of nature, attracting scientists and travelers alike. Walking along this magical road is like stepping into a piece of Madagascar's history, reminding us why protecting nature is so important. Tasmania's scariest mountain road. Driving up Jacob's Ladder is not for the faint of heart. This steep and twisting dirt road climbs to the top of Ben Lomond Mountain in Tasmania, reaching 4,760 feet above sea level. With sharp hairpin turns and a terrifying incline of up to 13.3%, only skilled drivers should attempt this climb. The road is famous for its breathtaking views and dangerous terrain, attracting both thrill-seeking drivers and nature lovers exploring Ben Lomond National Park. Along the way, visitors can see unique rock formations, alpine plants, and wildlife, making this treacherous journey both beautiful and terrifying. But the real challenge comes in safely navigating the descent. The road has a strict 18 miles per hour speed limit, and buses need a special alpine license to travel here. Vehicles going up must yield to those coming down, but with sharp bends and poor visibility, accidents are always a risk. Drivers must shift to the lowest gear and carefully control their speed to avoid disaster. Falling rocks and unexpected wildlife crossings add to the danger, making this 11-mile road feel much longer. However, those who conquer Jacob's Ladder are rewarded with a stunning view from the top and the pride of mastering one of the most difficult roads in the world. Karakoram Highway. This road is not for the weak. The Karakoram Highway stretches 800 miles, connecting China and Pakistan through some of the highest and most dangerous mountains in the world. Often called the Friendship Highway, some even call it the eighth wonder of the world because of the extreme challenges faced during its construction. Built between 1959 and the 1980s, this deadly project cost the lives of 810 Pakistani and 82 Chinese workers due to frequent landslides. At its highest point, the road climbs to a staggering 15,466 feet through the Karakoram Mountains, where the air is thin and the journey is terrifying. Driving here is a life-risking adventure. The Karakoram Highway is constantly battered by rockslides, floods, and earthquakes, making it one of the most dangerous roads on Earth. In 2010, a landslide submerged part of the highway, creating Atabad Lake, leading to the construction of the Atabad Lake Tunnel in 2015. The road is narrow, with sheer drops of thousands of feet and unpredictable rockfalls, often allowing only one vehicle to pass at a time. A strong 4x4 is a must, as regular cars won't survive this brutal journey. Despite all the dangers, thrill seekers and traders continue to use this highway, drawn by its breathtaking views and the ultimate test of endurance. Norway's most twisting road, driving on Trollstigen feels like riding a roller coaster in the mountains. This famous Norwegian road, opened in 1936, is packed with 11 tight hairpin turns and climbs at a steep 9% incline. It winds up to a height of 2,111 feet above sea level, cutting through breathtaking landscapes of fjords, waterfalls, and rocky cliffs. But don't be fooled by its beauty. This road is dangerously narrow, with sharp turns and unpredictable weather. When it's dark and wet, even experienced drivers think twice before taking on this challenge. Trollstigen isn't just a road, it's a piece of history. Long before it was paved, farmers and traders used this route as a rough mountain path, guiding horses and carts over the treacherous terrain. Today, traces of those old trails still remain beside the modern road, reminding travelers of the determination and skill it took to build this engineering masterpiece. Whether you're driving its thrilling curves or simply stopping to admire the view, Trollstigen is an unforgettable journey through Norway's wild and rugged beauty. Russia's Road of Bones. This road hides a dark secret beneath its surface. The Kolyma Highway, also known as the Road of Bones, stretches from Yakutsk to Magadan in Russia. Yakutsk is one of the coldest places on Earth, with temperatures dropping lower than anywhere outside Antarctica. Despite the brutal weather, people still live there, surrounded by stunning but harsh landscapes. This highway was built in the 1930s under the rule of Soviet leader Joseph Stalin. But it wasn't just any road, it was built by prisoners using only simple tools. Many of them never made it out alive. Every yard of this highway holds a tragic past. Thousands of Gulag prisoners were forced to build it under extreme conditions, working with nothing but shovels and wheelbarrows. The temperature could drop as low as 70 degrees Celsius, and the prisoners faced starvation, exhaustion, and harsh treatment. For 2 decades, the road claimed countless lives. Instead of proper burials, their bodies were buried beneath the very road they built. It is believed that between 250,000 to 1 million people died constructing it, turning the Kolyma Highway into one of the world's largest mass graves. Today, the road stands as a chilling memorial to those who suffered and perished. The loneliest road in Alaska. Driving the Dalton Highway feels like stepping into the wild unknown. Stretching through Alaska's untouched wilderness, this 414-mile road connects Fairbanks to the oil fields of the Arctic. Built in 1974 for the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, it may seem empty, but it's actually a lifeline for truckers. Up to 250 trucks travel it daily in winter. With no gas stations for hundreds of miles and strict road rules, like always yielding to big trucks and keeping headlights on at all times, drivers must stay alert. The harsh environment, unpredictable weather, and complete isolation make it one of the toughest roads in the world. This road isn't just rough, it's brutally unforgiving. The Dalton Highway is mostly gravel, packed with deep potholes, and covered in ice for much of the year. Whiteout conditions can make visibility nearly zero, and if your vehicle breaks down, help could be hours or even days away. There are only 3 tiny towns along the route, home to just about 60 people combined. With no cell phone service and barely any places to stop, this journey is not for the unprepared. If you take on the Dalton Highway, you're truly venturing into one of the most remote and dangerous roads on Earth. The road to heaven. This road looks like something from a fantasy story. Tianmen Mountain Road is a breathtaking 6.8-mile stretch that starts at just 656 feet above sea level and climbs all the way to 4,265 feet. At the top, you'll find the Heaven Gate, a massive natural rock arch believed to be a bridge between the gods and humans. But getting there isn't easy. Visitors must climb 999 steep steps, adding to the mystery of this incredible place. Despite looking ancient, this road is actually pretty new. Construction started in 1998, and it officially opened in 2006. The road is famous for its 99 sharp turns, making it one of the most thrilling drives in the world. If driving sounds too scary, there's another way up, the Tianmen Mountain Cableway. Stretching over 4 miles, it's one of the longest cable cars in the world, offering breathtaking views of the twisting road and the stunning mountain landscape below. Stelvio Pass, Italy. Driving the Stelvio Pass is like taking on a giant serpent of the Alps. This road, also called Passo dello Stelvio in Italian, is the second highest paved mountain pass in the Alps and one of the most thrilling drives in the world. Stretching 29 miles through the Ortler Alps in northern Italy, near the Swiss border, it twists and turns with 48 hair-raising hairpin bends. Built by the Austrian Empire between 1820 and 1825, it was designed to connect Lombardy to the rest of Austria. Climbing over 9,000 feet to its snow-covered peak, this road is no joke. Imagine tackling it on a horse and buggy back in the day, or worse, on foot. But the Stelvio Pass isn't just about daring drivers, it has a deep history too. Since 1898, racers have tested their limits here, though speeds back then barely hit 20 miles per hour. World War I put a stop to the races when Italy and the Austro-Hungarian Empire battled in the region, even causing stray bullets to land in neutral Switzerland. After the war, the road became a hotspot for thrill seekers, including cyclists in the famous Giro d'Italia. In 2008, the TV show Top Gear crowned it the greatest driving road in the world, drawing even more adventure lovers. Though that title later went to Romania's Karakoram Highway, Stelvio Pass remains an epic challenge that only the boldest drivers dare to conquer. The Tunnel of Determination. High in the mountains of China, a village was once nearly impossible to reach. The only way in was a dangerous path carved into the steep cliffs of the Taihan Mountains, where one wrong step could mean certain death. Tired of the risk, 13 villagers took matters into their own hands in 1972. With no modern machines, they used only simple tools to dig a tunnel straight through the mountain. It took them 5 years of hard work, but they finally created a tunnel that was 3/4 of a mile long, 15 feet tall, and 13 feet wide, just enough for vehicles to pass through. Building the tunnel was a brutal challenge. Progress was painfully slow, with the villagers managing to dig only 3 feet per day. The work was so dangerous that 3 of them lost their lives. But when the tunnel was finally complete, it changed everything for the village, making travel much easier. Today, the Guoliang Tunnel is not only a lifeline for locals, but also a famous tourist attraction. However, it's still a risky road. There are no barriers or proper lighting, making it especially dangerous at night. That's why locals call it the road that does not tolerate mistakes. Khardung La. The road to Khardung La is not just any mountain pass, it's one of the highest motorable roads in the world. Sitting over 7,500 feet high in the Himalayas, this breathtaking spot is covered in colorful prayer flags fluttering in the wind. A small shrine and a gift shop greet travelers who make it to the top, where they can enjoy stunning views of glaciers and rugged landscapes. Some claim Khardung La is the highest road in the world, standing at 3.3 miles above sea level. While it's not as tough as climbing Mount Everest, the journey still requires careful preparation due to the extreme altitude. Driving to Khardung La isn't as simple as hopping in a car. The high altitude can be dangerous, so travelers need to spend days acclimating to the thin air before attempting the trip. Oxygen tanks are often recommended because altitude sickness can strike unexpectedly, making the drive risky. Modern GPS measurements suggest the pass is slightly lower than the official 18,380-foot claim, but that doesn't make the journey any less thrilling. Below the pass, in Nubra Valley, camels from the ancient Silk Road still roam, adding a touch of history to this incredible route. Despite the challenges, reaching Khardung La is an unforgettable adventure, offering stunning Himalayan views and a deep sense of accomplishment. The Death Road. This road is not for the faint of heart. North Yungas Road in Bolivia, known as the Death Road, is one of the most dangerous routes in the world. It connects La Paz, the highest capital city on Earth, to the jungles below. Starting at 12,000 feet, the road climbs even higher before plunging nearly 10,000 feet down to the town of Coroico. With steep cliffs on one side and no guardrails, every turn feels like a life-or-death moment. Built in the 1930s by prisoners, the road was carved directly into the mountains, making it even more terrifying. To make things worse, heavy rains, mudslides, and falling rocks constantly threaten anyone who dares to travel it. But for thrill seekers, danger is part of the attraction. Extreme sports enthusiasts, especially downhill bikers, flock to the death road for the ultimate adrenaline rush. Despite safety measures, including a unique left-side driving rule for better visibility, accidents still happen. Over the last decade, at least 13 cyclists have lost their lives here. Drivers must be extra cautious as they navigate between freezing mountain peaks and the humid jungle below. One wrong move could be their last. In the end, this road earns its deadly reputation. Not everyone who starts the journey makes it to the finish. Sweden's frozen highway. Every winter, something incredible happens in Sweden. An entire highway appears on a frozen lake. When Storen Lake freezes over, the usual ferries stop running, and instead, cars are allowed to drive across the thick ice. This icy road becomes an official part of Sweden's highway system from January to April, depending on how long the ice stays strong. The lake is nearly 250 feet deep, but the road only opens when the ice is at least 7.9 inches thick. Blinking lights at both ends tell drivers when it's safe to cross, turning this frozen stretch into a breathtaking yet risky winter experience. Driving across this ice bridge is both exciting and terrifying. Swedish authorities constantly check the ice to make sure it can handle vehicles weighing up to 4 tons. However, parking on the ice is strictly banned, even for ice fishing. Drivers roll down their windows to feel the freezing wind as they glide over the frozen lake, but caution is key. The ice is thick enough to hold cars, but the risk of it breaking is never zero. Before making the journey, one question lingers. Do you feel lucky? The Storen Ice Bridge is not just a road, it's an unforgettable winter adventure that shows both the beauty and danger of Sweden's frozen landscape. The road that sings. Driving down a highway usually means the hum of tires and the occasional honk. But what if the road itself played a song? That's exactly what happens on a stretch of Route 66 near Tijeras, New Mexico. Known as Albuquerque's musical highway, this road features special grooves that create music when cars drive over them, if they go exactly 45 miles per hour. Instead of the usual rough vibration from rumble strips, this unique design plays America the Beautiful, turning an ordinary drive into a one-of-a-kind experience. Built in 2014 through a collaboration between the New Mexico Department of Transportation and the National Geographic Channel, this project was meant to encourage drivers to stick to the speed limit in a fun way. The musical highway quickly became a must-see attraction, with drivers often looping back to hear the tune again or adjusting their speed to get the perfect melody. Its success has inspired similar roads in other countries, like Denmark's Asfaltophone and Japan's Melody Road, proving that traffic safety can be both creative and entertaining. Though some say the tune has gone slightly out of tune over the years, the idea remains a brilliant mix of art and engineering. Whether you're a traveler passing through or a local looking for something fun, this singing road offers an unforgettable surprise on the highway. A floating bridge. Bridges are usually tall and strong, built with steel and concrete to lift cars high above the water. But the Eni City pontoon bridge is nothing like that. Instead of standing tall, this bridge floats right on the water, gently bobbing as cars drive across, just inches from the surface. One wrong step, and you might find yourself taking an unexpected swim. So how did this unusual bridge come to be? Pontoon bridges have been around for centuries, dating back to ancient China. Unlike regular bridges, they use floating platforms or boats to hold up the road, making them useful in wars or emergencies. But a permanent floating bridge in a modern city? That's a rare sight. Eni City's pontoon bridge isn't the only one in the world, but it's one of the most unique. The Evergreen Point Floating Bridge in Washington, USA, works in a similar way, but it doesn't give the same up-close, thrilling experience of riding just above the water. With every bump and sway, driving on this bridge feels like a mix of adventure and motion sickness. The mix of history, engineering, and breathtaking scenery makes it a must-visit spot. So would you dare to drive on any of these roads? One wrong move, and it could be your last. Let us know in the comments which road terrified you the most. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more jaw-dropping content. Stay safe, and see you in the next one.